Okay, so the next framework that we're going to start up with is the page object model design pattern. So page object model is one of the best approach that most of the organizations are actually following. It is built upon your driven approach itself, as in the data will still be read from the third party Excel files or from the JSON files or from the XML files, right? So whatever that so far we have seen in the basic data driven approach, like adding utilities, creating test cases, and then setting up listeners, right? And then all the parameterization work, the integration of TestNG, Maven, Jenkins, all these things will gonna remain the same, right? Just the change that will gonna happen is in your test cases. Now, what we were doing initially, that our test cases, like we have created test cases for opening the account, logging with bank manager, adding customer. So what all test cases that we have created so far, our business logic is actually defined within the test cases itself. Business logic, as in over here, the business logic is clicking on the bank manager login button, right? So this is our test case, as well as this is our specification. The bank manager login button is basically our specification, and verify whether the user is able to successfully click on the bank manager login button is our test case. So test case and business logic both are defined in the same class itself. Right now, what is the like drawback of having test case and business logic both in the same class? It's that if there are any changes done in a specification, let's say we are working in an agile environment where things keep on changing very frequently, our specification requirements keep on changing very frequently, then what we need to do, if we have already written all the test cases, if all of a sudden the business requirement gets changed, then we need to go to our test cases and we need to update our business elements as well. As in, if we were talking about this website itself, let's say I go to way to automation, and over here, if we open the website that we have automated and data driven. So let's say if I click on bank manager login, one of the test case was adding a customer. So we were entering all these fields. Let's say five more fields got added over here. So what I'll be doing is I'll go to my add customer test, and this is my test case, and I'll be adding like four or five more lines to validate those fields as well, right? And it may happen that the same functionality of adding a customer is accessed from five different interfaces, right? There are times when we have common functionalities available. Let's say if I talk about another application, this is a zoho.com application, a very popular business solution. It's basically a CRM based application. So let's say if I perform login, and if I log in to my account, so you can create a free trial account on this application. You will find so many modules that you can practice, you can automate it on. So let me show it to you. So we can go to different area like chat, CRM, sales. I'll go to CRM. And over here, let's say I was talking about common functionality. If you take a look at the header section, right? I'm on home interface at the moment. If I go to leads, the header section remains same. If I go to accounts, the header, there's nothing changing on the header section, right? So if we follow the normal data driven approach, then I'll be creating a single class for validating, like creating leads, a single class for importing leads, right? A single class for validating other elements on this page, and maybe from when I'm on a create lead test, I want to go to accounts. So I'll add a line for clicking on accounts within the create lead test, right? And when I'm in import leads, I want to go to the accounts again. I'll add one line in import leads for clicking on accounts again, right? The same functionality we need to write in all the test cases every time, right? And let's say I'm on a leads page and I want to log out. I want to click over here and I want to sign out. I can sign out from here. I can sign out from accounts. I can sign out from contacts, right? So I can do all these things. I can access this common functionality anywhere from any interface. So instead of writing it again and again, let's say if there is any change in the requirement in the specification happen, if you have like if let's say one more menu got added over here. So wherever you are validating menus in all the pages in all your test cases, you need to go over there and update that menu item everywhere in all the test cases. So that is where the page object model approach that is very helpful, that is very beneficial because it provides us such an abstraction layer that wherever the common functionality is accessed, we can encapsulate the common functionality in all our classes, and those classes will not be related to test cases. Those will be business logic classes. Like we will be taking out our business logics from our test cases. From all the test cases that we have written, we'll be taking out business logics and we'll be implementing a separate set of classes just for business and events. So that if there is any change required, if there is any change done in the specification, then our test case should not be impacted. If a test case is for adding a customer, it will always remain as adding a customer. Whatever going inside, whatever elements that we are accessing within that add customer test, if a change is done in that element, then the test case will not be updated. Rather we'll go to our business classes and we will be updating our business classes accordingly. And if one particular common functionality is updated, if we're gonna do update in one single class, that will be impacted in all other classes. So we need not to go into each classes. Wherever we have a logout functionality, we'll go to each class and update it over there. We'll be creating a lot of common functionalities for that. We will be creating a lot of common utilities and we'll be optimizing our code a lot. Right, that is what your page object model design pattern is, which is built up on your data driven approach itself. So data driven remains the same as we have at the rate test, as we have at the rate like test and data provider, right? Reading Excel sheet, whatever that we have seen so far, hash tables, all these concepts will gonna remain same, right? Data driven part will not gonna change, but the more layers will be formed when we're gonna create the page object model approach. So I'll be taking this approach in many ways, as in we're gonna first get started with a very basic page object model basic concepts. We'll first be discussing about page object model basics, right? And then on top of this, I'll be merging this with data driven, right? And then I'll gonna add a layer on top of it, which will be your page factories. So on top of it, I'll be adding something that is page factories. So this will be page factories, right? Which is nothing. It's just it provides some annotation, some extra functionality to our framework, which optimized our code a lot, right? And we'll be discussing about what page factories are, and then we'll be adding more abstraction layer. We're gonna convert this framework and like we'll be adding n number of layers for our web elements, for our keywords, right? So this I'm gonna name it as one of the page object model extended, but before that I'll be adding a layer of Cucumber PDD, right? So same framework, we can use to write our BDD test cases, right? So we'll be using Jargon language, and we'll be accessing our business concepts from page object itself, and then we'll be deriving it with the help of Cucumber. And then on top of it, another layer will be added, that is your page object model itself, but it will be extended framework where you're gonna see a lot of data abstraction and a lot of utilities that we're gonna create. So that is what the final output of this framework will be, right? But we're going to start with very basic approach, right? Because this is for the people who are working on the page object model for the very first time. They should be familiar with how things works in page object model and page factories and Cucumber, and then we will be forming up a very high level of page object model that is used in the industries. And then we'll be using all the things that we have seen so far, like Jenkins. We'll be using Maven. I'll add something on GitHub as well in this project, where we will be doing continuous integration, right? We're going to see all the mail API and the Log4j API and the POI APIs as well, right? So all these things will remain same as we have used it in our previous data-driven framework. So this is what we will be designing, and this is going to be a very huge project, right? So let's see. Let's start with designing the very first page object model basic framework.